Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to recap the Survivor 51 cast reveal that I just watched live on YouTube. I usually do a cast assessment anyway, but I thought it would be more fun to recap this video like an episode of the show and do my assessment of the cast as I go. In the end, I'll make a winner pick for the season. Before I dive in, I'll be recapping Survivor 51 all season, so if you like the video, consider liking, subscribing, and checking out my channel where I've recapped every season since 45. But let's dive into it. First, Jeff does a little intro telling us that whales are the theme of the season. Whales? Whales everywhere. Whoa, mama. There's even a whale skeleton, RIP Whaley, and the tribal pen that I hope is a whale tooth, not its privates. Jeff reminds us that this season, any previous advantage could come up, so I'm looking for players who are big fans, adaptable, have a mind for strategy, and let's get started, starting with Aaliyah, a 25-year-old chef from Rhode Island. She calls herself a bold, independent woman who was raised by bold, independent women. She looks back at it while she trails that raft. She's not messing around about that raft. She says she became a fan with Cagayan, which is red flag number one. There's a lot of people who got into this show from that being on Netflix and never dove that much deeper. She says working in the kitchen has taught her social politics. I've never worked in a kitchen, so I don't want to doubt this. Sound off in the chat if you're a chef. Does chefing make you a good strategist? She may have good social game and be funny, but I didn't hear any real strategy to make me feel that good about Aaliyah. Next, we see Alexis, a 34-year-old criminal defense attorney from Atlanta. She's 10 years sober and her family says she's a social chameleon. She's trying to exploit people's worst moments on the island and lie about her job. These attorneys, they gotta lie about their job. But why are you gonna lie about your job and show up to the island in a blazer? It's not even appropriate. It don't make no damn sense. She says she started watching during COVID, but again, I'm not hearing much strategy talk. I'm on the fence. Next up is 34-year-old voice actor from Toronto, Anna. You know these Canadian survivors don't mess around. She says she started watching during All Stars. Now that's what I'm talking about. She lost her mom to cancer in 2020, so that's her motivation. She wants to play the game, trick people, be manipulative. Finally, I'm picking up on what someone's putting down. She wants to take risks and lie, hide behind being cutesy. You know what? Love Anna. Love those heart socks. Best presentation so far. 27-year-old Brady is from LaSalle, Illinois. He's a pro wrestler and outdoorsman. He tells us when he was 7 years old, he shot his first deer, ate the heart and liver, put the blood on his face, and drove the truck for the first time. What kind of Lord of the Flies stuff is this? He thinks everyone sees him as a dumb jock, but he's going to use his personality to make someone feel calm and comfortable. Nothing is going to make them feel calm and comfortable like him covering himself with blood and driving the truck when he was 7 years old. He wants to play well and make alliances with people who are different than him, and he references Survivor 50 a lot. This guy will be good at surviving, but bad at the game. I already know it, but a menace in challenges. Carter is 24 years old from Rock Rapids, Iowa. He says he's a farmer at heart. He farms, runs a snow cone truck, owns a moving company, does photography. He's got a lot going on. He says his mom was the biggest Survivor fan of all time. He was eating cheesy puffs one day, saw a commercial for Survivor, and now he's in Fiji. He wants to be underestimated and a support system for others. How kind. Another one who mentions nothing about strategy. I think he'll be well liked, a good support for the team and challenges, and an old school type player. Mix in every advantage that ever was. He's very likely to get bamboozled. Christian is 25 years old, working in HR in Salt Lake City. He loves to befriend people as he's firing them. He's bubbly and thinks he'll be known for having the loudest laugh on the island. The laugh is loud. The laugh is loud. He's motivated by his dad passing and feels he'll have a spiritual connection with his father on the island. He cracks himself up when he calls himself a heartless bitch. Not a lot of game talk from Christian here, but I like him. I think he'll be a fun character who's liked but maybe voted out early. 30-year-old Kilby is a game designer at Noodle Goose Games. Kilby wants to be larger than life and stand out. He claims he's one of the biggest Survivor dorks to exist, and I believe him. And Survivor Socrates. He's played these games before online and in person. He met his girlfriend playing a little fake Survivor. You know you're a reality TV fan when you have a showmance in real life. He's a game maker and he's good at puzzles. I left off believing in Kilby. I would vote Kilby for president after watching this presentation. 33-year-old actor from Texas, Devin, thinks he'll be a target for being charming, tall, big, and handsome. He says he's been through a lot, being a biracial kid who was raised by hillbillies who were drug addicted, and his grandma was in a biker gang. That's quite a story. I hope he tells it on the show. He says he's not aquatic, doesn't like dirt, doesn't like coconut, but he likes people. He says he'd be the baby of Joe and Devins. That's a strange thing to say. I don't even want to start thinking about that. Eric is a 34-year-old clinician from Lincoln, Rhode Island. He's a mental health counselor. Love that he's dressed like a teenage Freddy Krueger. He said his dad was very angry with him and he he has abandonment and rejection wounds, which was a lot of trauma dumping and quickly, but we've all got to do it sometime. He talks about liking Survivor as a kid, then revisiting during lockdown. There's potential there. I worry that maybe he's a little too sensitive for the game. 29-year-old Jelly says, "Hi, I'm Jelly like peanut butter and jelly. I mean, it's spelled Jelly, and I can read, but thanks for the assist." She's a sociology professor from Indiana. Her friends describe her as curious, talkative, spontaneous, and fun. How nice. Her family are Survivor stans, and she's not outdoorsy, but as a professor, she infuses Survivor into her classes, which is cool. I like the things she has to say about Survivor and sociology. Overall, she seems smart and fun. I think she could do well, but she's not a winner pick for me for now. Jenna is a wedding photographer from Toledo. She says she puts a Survivor clause in her wedding contracts, saying, "If I get Survivor, I won't be at your wedding," which is wild. She loves gaming. She's got a childhood photo with a buff on. That's some next level stuff. And a buff as an adult. In this economy, that's a true fan. I wish we got more game content from her because I was liking what I was seeing. She has the knowledge and seems personable enough to do well. Kristen is a 49-year-old crisis consultant, so she's out there handling situations professionally. She gives some sarcastic answers, but some heartfelt, sharing that she grew up a queer kid in Idaho, then went to law school to serve her community, moving on into nonprofits, and has been working in the LGBTQ community for 25 years, and that was the same amount of time since she's been applying for Survivor. She sees Amy and Scout as players she relates to. "I see someone who's smart, a big fan, a great story, seems physically fit. How are y'all gonna vote out my Kristen? Leave my Kristen alone, players. Put down the whale weenie pen. Don't write her name." Lewis is a 29-year-old Irish farmer living in Puerto Rico. Okay, accent. He calls himself cheeky. He does seem cheeky. He and his wife live on a school bus. He started watching Survivor 44. He's inspired by Carolyn and Jam Jam. So this guy gives cracked energy to me. He just wants to bullshit a million tings and have them love his accent. I don't feel good about the game for him, but I love that he said tings. Linnea is 25 from New Jersey. She owns an adult lingerie toy business. She describes herself as social, goofy, weird, and logical. They tried to show her store, but cut away quick when they start showing inventory. The way there were dildos and vibrators in this video, even for a second, was crazy, but progressive. She's hilarious. I can't wait to see her on the show. I think she's going to be a great player. I'm less curious about her strategy. She says her brother thinks she should flirt with the guys to get ahead. I'd love to see it. Maggie is a 40-year-old farmer from West Virginia. Lots of farmers on this cast. She says she has a therapy degree and homeschools her kids. She's a longtime fan since she was 15. I love the longtime fans. She seems crazy and kooky, but is also a lifetime hunter and fisher. I think I'll like Maggie and want to root for her, but she could be a first boot. She could be a winner. I can't get a read. Mike is 32. He's the assistant director of operations for a New York City sports team. Google says the Yankees. Go Yankees. Go Mets. Love to hear that as a kid he played Survivor Imagination games. He wants to have an alliance who bring each other information, which is a basic plan, but it's a plan. Graduated from Princeton. There's a lot of good there, but he comes off as smart. If I were in the game, I'd be very intimidated by this man the more I found out about him. Ori is 27 from New York. He's tall, fit, a former pro athlete. He played D1 football and set records. He wants to take care of his mom and help her retire. He says he's type A. He wants to play by the book and work with the women. When his alliance is all men, I'm coming back here. I don't get good strategy vibes from him, but as I was watching, I was like, this guy is going to lose Survivor and then go on the challenge and do so insanely well. Pat with two T's is a 33-year-old Navy attorney. I like this name, Pat. I like the name in general, but the two T's are titillating. Pat. Another attorney. These attorneys really are always smart, huh? She's from a military family and admits that she's not a longtime fan. She watched the season during the pandemic. These pandemic fans are going to struggle with the twists and advantages coming back from history and not wearing their PPE while they watch. Is it just me, or are there a lot of people on this cast who don't really feel like they watch Survivor? She wants to make friends with her allies, but then backstab them, so there's natural potential there, I guess. Rob is 40 from Rhode Island. The casting call in Rhode Island must have been bumping. Rob works at the airport. Him being off to film this is probably the reason all my flights got canceled. He's a jock type who's competitive, even against his kids. He says he has the gift of gab and wants to have a bromance. If I were on the island, I'd think he's giving Tony vibes, be threatened right away. We'll see if he really has the gift of gab. I believe he will have a bromance. Seems like the type. Sharonda is an OBGYN from Florida. She struggled to find her identity outside of being with her sisters in college. I love the way she talks. It's so candid and conversational as she explains that she's been selfless. She went to Haiti to help people, became a doctor, and now she wants to do this for herself. She says she's always been hiding behind things, and now she's just going to be seen as herself and discover who she really is, which is cool. I left off more excited to see that personal growth than the gameplay, but can we get both? Tenen is a 24-year-old medical student. She says she's weird and loves to talk about farts. This is a new thing on this show. We love talking about farts, don't we? She loves the show and has applied since she was eligible. She wants to use her small stature and smile to get people to open up to her, but she's intimidated by the big guys, and I worry that intimidation would get in her way. She wants to play cutthroat. Okay, Tenen, cut the throats. Let's see it. So there you have it, 21-person cast. If I had to make a winner pick right now, remember when I said I'd vote for Kilby for president? That's high praise, and I meant it. Kilby is my winner pick for season 51. He's smart, a fan, social, strategic, likely good at challenges, and has experience playing games enough to get him through the open era twists. But does he get along well with people from Rhode Island? I guess we'll have to watch to find out. If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back to recap the Survivor 51 premiere. Until then, I'm recapping Big Brother and the challenge right now. Let me know in the comments, who's your winner pick for the season? Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye.